Minasan, ohayo gozaimasu. This is Koi Sensei of JPMRA under Japan-Philippines Volunteer Association, and I am here to present some lessons for beginner learners who will study Japanese language for the first time. So, the content of this presentation covers the patterns of noun sentence. So, 頑張ってくださいね. Here is our first lesson, which is 何々です. Here are some vocabularies that we will be using in our sentence pattern later. So, before we proceed to our sentence pattern, we will study this first. Okay, so let's start. Our first vocabulary is Watashi. On the center column, you see the kanji of Watashi. And it means, in English, I. Next is Anata. Anata means you. Watashi tachi. Watashi tachi means we. Kanojo. Kanojo means she. Kare. Kare means he. Anoshito. Anoshito means that person. Anokata. Anokata also means that person, but this is more polite than anoshito. Minasan. Minasan means ladies and gentlemen. Isha. Isha means doctor. Kaishain. Kaishain means company employee. Keikan. Keikan means policeman. Sensei. Sensei means teacher. Gakusei. Gakusei means student. Ryugakusei. Ryugakusei means a foreign student or an international student. Again, let's repeat. Watashi. Anata. Watashi tachi. Kanojo. Kare. Anoshito. Anokata. Minasan. Isha. Kaishain. Keikan. Sensei. Gakusei. Ryugakusei. Okay, so have time to memorize this all vocabularies, okay? And here are some expressions that we will be using later. Hai, so desu. Hai, so desu means yes, it is. Iie, chigaimasu. Iie, chigaimasu means no, it isn't. Okay, so our first sentence pattern is noun 1 wa noun 2 desu. Meaning, Noun 1 is noun 2. In this pattern, noun 1 is the subject, followed by wa, which is the topic doer of the sentence, and this is the ha syllable, but since it is a particle, it is read as wa. And noun 2 describes noun 1, followed by the word des. And des is the linking verb equivalent to is, and are in English. And take note, in Japanese, there's a formal and informal way of talking. So if you want to talk in a formal way, you use des. And the informal one is da. Okay, so here's the example. I am a teacher. The noun 1 of this sentence is I, which means watashi. And the noun 2 of this sentence is teacher, which is sensei. So using with this pattern, it becomes watashi wa sensei desu. Watashi wa sensei desu. So again, I am a teacher in Japanese is watashi wa sensei desu. So this one is an affirmative statement. So here's more example using sentence pattern 1, which is noun 1 wa noun 2 desu. So we are done to this number 1 example. Let's proceed to number 2. Watashi wa gakusei desu. Watashi wa gakusei desu means I am a student. Number 3. Takashi-san wa issha desu. Takashi-san wa issha desu means Mr. Takashi is a doctor. Number 4. Kare wa kaisha-in desu. Kare wa kaisha-in desu means he is a company employee. Number 5. Ano shito wa keikan desu. Ano shito wa keikan desu means that person is a policeman. Okay, next is the negative form of des, which is nani nani ja arimasen or nani nani de wa arimasen. And here is our sentence pattern 2. Noun 1 wa noun 2 ja arimasen or noun 1 wa noun 2 de wa arimasen. So this pattern is the opposite of our sentence pattern 1, the noun 1 wa noun 2 des. So ja arimasen is the present negative tense equivalent to is not, am not, and are not in English. So for writing in formal situation, instead of saying or using ja arimasen, we use dewa arimasen. Because dewa arimasen is the formal form of ja arimasen. Take a look at this example. I am not a teacher. The noun 1 of this sentence is I, which means watashi. And the noun 2 of this sentence is teacher, which means sensei. So using this pattern, it becomes Watashi wa sensei ja arimasen. Again, I am not a teacher in Japanese is Watashi wa sensei ja arimasen. Here are more examples using sentence pattern 2. We are done to this number 1 example, so let's proceed to number 2. Watashi wa gakusei ja arimasen. Watashi wa gakusei ja arimasen means I am not a student. Number 3. Takashi-san wa isha de wa arimasen. Takashi-san wa isha de wa arimasen means Mr. Takashi is not a doctor. Number 4. Kare wa kaishain ja arimasen. Kare wa kaishain ja arimasen means he is not a company employee. Number 5. あの人は警官ではありません。あの人は警官ではありません means that person is not a policeman. Okay, so moving on to our next grammar sentence, which is Nani nani desu ka? How to make a question in Japanese. All you have to remember is the sentence pattern 1, which is noun 1 wa noun 2 desu. Because all you need to do is add ka, and that makes the sentence into a question. And here is our sentence pattern 3. Noun 1 wa noun 2 desu ka? So basically it means, is noun 1 noun 2? Take note. Ka is placed at the end of the sentence. It is used to mean that the sentence is an interrogative sentence. And it is the equivalent of the question mark in English. Let's do an activity. Translate the following English sentences into Japanese using all the sentence pattern that you have learned in this lesson. I will give you 2 minutes to answer this activity. Good luck.
Establishment ba? Kailangan saan ka pagbuhat o QR code mo? Picturean siguro na, no? Picturean.
Okay, time's up. Okay, so let us check your answer now. Number 1. Akira is a foreign student. That is, Akira wa ryugakusei desu. Akira wa ryugakusei desu. Number 2. She is a teacher. And that is, 彼女は先生です。彼女は先生です。Number 3. Mrs. Akira is a doctor. And that is, Akira さんは医者です。Akira さんは医者です。Number 4. He is not a policeman. And that is, 彼は警官じゃありません。彼は警官じゃありません。Or you can also say, 彼は警官ではありません。And number 5. Tomoyo is not a teacher. And that is, Tomoyo さんは先生じゃありません。Tomoyo さんは先生じゃありません。Or you can also answer, Tomoyo さんは先生ではありません。And number 6, I am not a doctor. That is, 私は医者じゃありません。私は医者じゃありません。Number 7. Is Mr. Takashi an office worker? 高橋さんは会社員ですか？高橋さんは会社員ですか？ Number 8. Are you a foreign student? And that is, あなたは留学生ですか？あなたは留学生ですか？ Number 9. Is she a teacher? And that is, 彼女は先生ですか？彼女は先生ですか？ Okay, we are done with our sentence pattern lesson. So now, I am going to teach you on how to introduce yourself in Japanese. And self-introduction in Japanese is 自己紹介. Again, 自己紹介. Okay, so here is the basic self-introduction. Let's begin. はじめまして。マリアです。よろしくお願いします。So for now, you introduce yourself in just 3 sentences. Okay, so はじめまして means this is the first time to meet, which you use when you meet somebody for the first time. Next, you say your name, then add des at the end. You may notice that there is no word for I here, or it can be omitted. Because in Japanese, they don't say I or you or any other subjects when the subject is obvious. But if you want to say it, you say it. And in that case, you say Watashi wa before your name. Lastly, よろしくお願いします. It doesn't have an exact translation, but よろしく can be translated as be good. And お願いします is please. So it's like you're saying, be good to me, please. Okay, so that's all for grammar lesson 1. Thank you so much for joining my lesson today. I hope you have learned something and have time to review. Memorize vocabularies and also understand the sentence pattern and try to read and write the following lessons because that's the best thing you can do to pass the JLPTN 5.